Question everything, trust nothing, except for your boy CryptoKeeper. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. It is Tuesday. I apologize for not streaming yesterday, guys. Had some personal things going on, taking care of my daughter, doing family things. So I appreciate you guys for being patient. I was gone last week down in Atlanta. I'm trying to figure out if I can show you guys some clips. I don't know if we're saving those or if I can actually show them, but I'm waiting for a text message back. I've got some clips of us down at the debate. We got interviewed literally by every news media outlet out there. We went from USA Today to Fox News to CNN to CBS. I mean, literally, you name it, the news crews were on it. And we had a really good time. We had our Donald Trump impersonator down there. Funny Donald, shout out to him. He was absolutely hilarious. I've got some great video of that and excited to share that. So shout out to the chat. I've got somebody special backstage I'm going to bring up here in just a second. Let me jump into the chat and say hi right quick. Patriot Caveman has been preaching from the rooftops about these rate cuts. Dude, if you are right, I am going to give you so much props on this, bro. You've been talking about this for months and months and months on end. So much props if you get that right. Clay the mother effing great. What is up, brother? The man that always makes me smile, Enrique Suave. Good to see you. I don't know what you're saying by this, bro. You'll have to elaborate in the chat. I know that people do not get alerted when I go live. So that's just a thing. And it's a thing that I think somebody told me I need to send YouTube a letter basically saying, hey, please, Amasa, I will comply with what you want me to do and not talk about bad things. But I have not sent that yet. And then somebody that's always supporting all the channels, Amy Lives Crypto. Amy, good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right, so it has been a while since I've had this person on the show. And the last time this person was on the show, well, he was my better half. I'll be nice on this part. We'll say he was my better half, but I haven't had him on for a while. We've still been, obviously, we're still close, still best friends and talking all the time, but I haven't had him on in a while. Here he is. He's back. Guess who's back?
What's going on, man?
Glad to have you, bro. I'm excited about the stream today, dude. Feels like old times. We're gonna have some fun. Crypto fam, we're gonna talk about some Kaspa. We're gonna talk. Let's see, what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about Kaspa for sure. I've got some cool stuff going on there. We're gonna talk about Grant Cardone, who we're friends with his brother Gary. Talk a little PumpFun action, some other meme coin stuff, and then some Roaring Kitty stuff, and then Crusader. Let's start off with you, dude. What have you been up to?
Man, just learning.
No.
Just practicing a lot of TA, bro. Practicing a lot of TA charting. I spent some time traveling to Tampa to go work with Gareth Soloway. That was a terrible experience.
Oh my god! Shots fired right off the roof. Dude, Katie Cakes is excited that you're here though, so it's all good.
Super nice guy, terrible person to work with. But you know, I'll leave that at that. And then outside of that, just learning TA, dude. Practicing what's happening on the charts, learning stuff as much as I can, and then just looking at what's happening with the crypto. Obviously, everything peaked out around March, and it's been slump city since then. So there ain't been not much going on.
City. It must be cold down there in Miami with that jacket that you have on. What is it? 98 degrees and you're cold?
It's like probably like 70 something degrees inside this room.
Oh, okay. All right.
I have my fan pretty chilly.
Yeah, dude, the markets have been frustrating to say the least, and I think that a lot of people were expecting, and I've been talking about this a little bit. I think people were expecting just a repeat of last market, and we're not getting that. And I think part of what I want to talk about today is your thoughts on some of this meme coin culture is great and it's fun, and there's some really cool stuff that comes along with it. But bro, I think it's messing with our money a little bit.
I think that was throwing the cycle off more than the institutions.
I do.
I initially thought too that after the halving, we were having that run up to the all-time highs for Bitcoin before the halving, right? I was like, dude, when this thing actually has the halving, it's gonna keep running, right? And obviously the TA guys, you talk to Magic, you talk to CVO, they're like, dude, it's in the charts, we're gonna pull back, yada yada, and it's that's always the possibility. But when we look at things from outside of the charts, the only things that are different are the meme coin frenzy is now permanent, right? Like the meme coin before used to be like for 2 months, and then meme coins would disappear because people didn't know how to make them. It was very hard. You need to find an actual developer to create them and do the marketing and yada yada and get them and inject the liquidity, which was the risk you're taking on this meme coin as a developer or as the team that's creating it, versus that's no longer existing. Those barriers are gone. You don't have to put up liquidity. You don't have to be a developer, and it's just nonstop. So I think that has affected the crypto markets and the altcoin market a lot heavier than the institutions' new play
Yeah.
is, because it's just nonstop with the meme coins. Everybody just wants to gamble
That's it.
1000x. Nobody
That's it.
wants a 3x, 5x on AVAX or on Toncoin or whatever. Everybody wants 1000x on meme whatever.
Yeah. I was really hopeful that, and I had talked about it for a little while, and that my hope is dwindling on this, that we were going to get what I called a utilitarian market, where people were actually going to flock to things that had utility. And what I'm realizing really quickly is people don't give a shit. They don't care. All they want to do, ain't nobody here for the tech, ain't nobody here to say that they change the world. They want to say my bank account is fat.
It's the poor people mindset. It's the poor people mindset. I made a TikTok about it this morning. I went to the gym. I was in the sauna. I was thinking about this exact problem. What the heck is wrong with this market? Like, what the heck is wrong with this?
It's weird.
And it was exactly that. Nobody wants the small victories, the growing a portfolio and saying, hey, I have $1 million portfolio, like my 401k or my Roth. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to, even if it takes 5-10 years. I made a video describing like, hey, like if within 10 to 12 years with a simple 10x strategy, you can make $1 million portfolio way faster than you can with your 401k or your Roth or whatever. But nobody wants that. Everybody wants to put in $100 to a meme coin, 1000x that shit, and then be a millionaire or whatever it is. And it's like, dude,
it's a pipe dream.
The easier crypto is getting, the more gambling is happening, and the less investing the poor people are actually doing. So like, even though crypto was the opportunity for us, the average person, to find financial freedom, people are finding financial debt with it because they're just gambling away whatever little they had on meme coins, and nobody wants to buy a utility coin.
Yeah, I genuinely thought that people were, as crypto became more and more mainstream, that you're going to get more and more of that. Like, okay, this is actually changing our landscape of what investing looks like. And it's not. It's opened up just the casino. And now you have this, we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about pump.fun. And exactly what you were just saying. People literally can just say it's almost like a Kickstarter, except for without a real product on the front end, right? With a Kickstarter, you have a product that you're like, hey, I think a lot of people would like to buy this. I think a lot of people would like to use this. I'm going to put this out there and see if people are interested and they can put money into it. Now it's like, hey, I'll bet people think I could make some cool memes with this. And if I can convince enough people of that, now, not all of the projects are like that. You've got some teams that are really, really solid and doing cool stuff and actually like trying to do things with it. But because there have been the few people that are able to market well the idea that you can turn $100 into $1 million, or that they have, or whatever. It started really with the Doge million. What's that guy's name? Slum Doge Millionaire, I think is what his name is.
Handle. I don't know his
I think that's his handle. And I think it kind of started with that, and people started to kind of flock to the idea of just gambling. And I'm hoping that we can turn that back around, because we need more of a balance. It literally, I swear to God, it has to be. That is the only thing I can look at these markets that I can see where the money flow is not going. I've talked about it a lot. Like, we used to have this cyclical thing: Bitcoin, ETH, altcoins, shit coins, and then flop it back into Bitcoin. Now it's like, maybe Bitcoin. I've got some ETH. I'm going to gamble on some good altcoins because they do some cool stuff, but I got a bunch of money in meme coins. And it sells too, right? Like, I mean, I'm guilty of talking about meme coins also, because you guys like talking about it, right? We have fun with them. The memes are fun. I've got Tonald that I talk about all the time, that I'm on the team. So I'm not hating on the meme coin structure. What I'm saying is that I think that it's breaking down what we know as these markets have been.
The meme coins were good the way they were before the pump.fun scenario, where it took a legitimate team to get a developer, develop an actual product, right? And obviously most of them still crashed, still went away, but the very few that stayed behind, right? We had Shiba, we had Pepe, we had Whiff, we had Brett. All these eventually came out and they became billion-dollar market caps, right? And then the meme coins existed for a very short period of time, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 months, and then they would go away, and nobody would talk about a meme coin ever again. They would just talk about straight altcoins until eventually there was another meme coin cycle for a couple of months, and then it went away. But now it doesn't go away. It's just meme coin after meme coin because there is no stopping it. There's just constant creation of it. It's just like
it is.
I'm tired of talking about meme coins.
I'm going to ask you to do some TA here in a minute. I'll give you a second to prepare since I didn't ask you to do it.
I already got
ask
my
you
chart
if you
prepared.
got something, but give me 1 second. I want to mention something. So Vality, a sponsor of the channel, this is a great example, right? This is a product that ultimately has set up a structure where I can put my ETH to work, still have ETH to be able to put into, okay, meme coins, whatever. It outpaces Ethereum. And structurally, it works. And this is one of my wallets that I have through them, right? And if you kind of break it down, I haven't put in even, let's see here. So I put in, you can kind of look at that. So 1,500, 2,000, about 3,000. Actually, there's one more transaction that's not on here. That was from one of the other transactions. I put about $4,000 in it. I've got $6,500 worth of Validity, and I've got $1,799 worth of Ethereum that I could use right now, and then also 686 that I have, 246 that I have, and basically another 7.
Is that 1,700 what you've made on the yield?
No. So the 1,700 is like right now. I have $1,700 worth of. So if I wanted to right now use $1,700 worth of Ethereum, $1,779, I have that yield available. So I can toss it in. I can reverse stake. I pull my ETH and I can go use it somewhere, right? So that's available for me to use. If you look on the left-hand side, you see the yield claimed right here. So like I claimed 686 here. I claimed 246 here. I claimed $432 here. So I've already.
How often is that?
So you can, so whenever I put money into, let's say I put $1,000 to make it really simple. If I put $1,000 into Validity right now, pretty much instantly, I'm going to be able to use $500 of that. I still have $1,000 worth of Validity, right? Which is created using the Ethereum blockchain. I still have that sitting there, but I can pull 500 of it and use it. And and literally it's got this cyclical treasury aspect where like you have to use ETH to create it. And then once you create it, you can reverse stake it. All of the transaction fees go back in. Basically, it just cycles through. And so it outpaces Ethereum, and it's only created by Ethereum. So this is a cool project to where like I can do this.
What's the APY?
So you're asking me a really good question. So it changes. So you see how this has this yield, and this is where Sergio comes in and explains this really well. You have this yield rate. You see this 0.000105 ETH per Validity. I don't understand the exact math behind it. I just know that I can effectively pull half the ETH off the front end, use it on something else, and then it continues to outpace Ethereum. So this would be an example. I just wanted to use that as an example of something utilitarian wise, that if you're willing to have the slow grind, like Enrique said, Crusader, I'll take the 10-year plan in the chat, right? That would be a great example of, well, my ETH's just sitting there. I want to put it to work. I want to buy some other stuff, but people they're like, nah, I'd rather just toss it into Pump.Fun. You know what I mean? And just gamble and see what happens. So I don't know. Let me pull up real quick. I'm going to start off as always with, and then I'll have you do some TA, but I'm going to pull up the market caps as always. Whoopsie, here we go. The global market cap is at 2.407 trillion. Let me update this. Let's see if it's updated. $2.409 trillion. That's down 1.3%. We started to see a move from Bitcoin. Good God, why are you jumping all over the place? We started to see a move from Bitcoin and kind of retrace pretty quickly. We're at 61,875 right now. ETH at 34.11. BNB just under $600. Solana at a little bit under $150. Probably a great buy. XRP doing XRP stuff right below 50 cents. Toncoin, listen, you guys have been hearing me screaming from the rooftops, but Toncoin is literally at all-time highs or right at all-time highs right now. While some other stuff's bleeding out a little bit, we're up over $8.
I just made a price prediction video on Ton today.
And what was the number?
They got to watch it.
They got to watch it. Where do they watch it? Where
on my channel?
On your channel. Okay. I didn't know if you've been doing a ton of stuff over on TikTok. I like the setup that you have on TikTok where it shows the charts above you, and you know how you can't do that, or at least on Apple. On your lives. On Apple, you can't do that split screen thing, or at least I don't think you can. You haven't been able to. I like that setup, so I didn't know if you were talking about you did some sort of a
no, not on live. I record those type of videos, and they're just uploaded videos.
Well, I had you on as the secret guest. I need to pin your channel in the chat. I was trying to be secretive. But now
I can just drop a
yeah, drop it into the chat. I'll put it in the description, but drop it into the chat. While you're pulling that up, let me pull up the crypto bubbles, because this always gives us kind of a
I like using the crypto bubbles. Really nice.
So do I. I like the idea. I think it was either Alex O or Tradefly, one of the two. I think it was Alex O, used the bubbles to see what's volatile, and that's what he attacks during Trading Wars. Which, side note, Trading Wars starts next week on Monday. I want to tell everybody, I want to be really clear. Let me pull off the crypto bubbles here in 1 second. Toncoin up 4.3, Floki up almost, oh, there you go, meme coin up 5%, Beam, Akash, Bonk. I mean, look at these. The ones that are up, a good number of them are, what do you know, meme coins. All right, so Monday is the first day of Trading Wars. I just want to apologize. This is not my fault, but I want to apologize to the audience. The audience members, I cannot get 10 people that have no life. Is effectively what's going on. Everybody's got a damn job. Like, literally, everybody's got a damn job, right? You guys do a great job listening, and you're like sneaking at your work and doing this. And then the moment I'm like, hey, I need you on camera and ready to actively trade. Apparently, Crusader, only us creators are the people that don't have a life outside of crypto. I just can't do it. I cannot get 10 people together that have the time at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I get it, right? Like,
it's hard. When I didn't think that was going to be a problem.
I didn't think that was going to be a problem. But the reality is, guys, it's just going to be the influencers. And it's not because I wasn't ready to do or didn't want to do. If we can get 10 people ready for next season, let's do it. But literally, there's I got 3 people that were like, hey, I could do it. And I was like, this is just not going to work. Even people that won last season, like they just can't, you know what I mean? So anyways, that's next Monday. So get ready for that. We've got CryptoFace as the gulag monster. He's going to be every Thursday trying to kick somebody off. So how it'll work is 2 people are going to get kicked on Mondays. One of those 2, whoever has the highest P&L, is going to go on Thursday against CryptoFace. The difference is, if they beat CryptoFace, I'm tossing them back in to the
Monday show.
To the Monday show, and CryptoFace is just going to stay in the gulag, right? His job is just to kick people off, and then to be at the finals, to be kind of like a boss of sorts, right? And if you do get, if you get kicked and you get put back in, the one thing I'm trying to decide is, do I have more people? I guess I'll ask you live. I don't care. Do I have more people in the final? So let's say somebody beats CryptoFace and they go back into the Monday. Yeah. Do I then kick 3 people the next week, or do I just still kick 2 with 1 going to Thursday? Or like, do I have more people in the final, or do I every single week that somebody beats CryptoFace, I've got more people going into the
I think you should just keep kicking 2 people and just have more people at the final.
Just have more people at the final. Yeah. Then that way nobody feels like they won all, like they basically lost 1 time, and then like, well, that week they beat CryptoFace and they kicked 3 people. I wouldn't have actually got kicked. That's
yeah. Okay. I think so. I think that's the simplest way.
Cool. David said worst time of the day to trade to. David, thank you for the reminder, dude. If I could get everybody to do it at 9:30 a.m., I would definitely do it. Enrique said, don't knock the 10-year plan of working 9 to 5 and investing on the side. I got healthcare. That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Crusader, hit me with some TA.
Let me see. Let me pull up my chart. Here it is. Oops.
Oh, don't kick yourself off.
Hit the wrong button.
He's rusty, guys. He's rusty. All right, here we go.
There it is. All right, yeah. So basically, let me turn off my daily. Well, we can see here from the dailies. I pointed out that this region here, down here, this red zone is a target area between 61,600 and 61,500, a very tight range. But I think that's the next local target. I was talking about this yesterday. I made a video recording talking about Bitcoin jumping to this level. Today, it dropped below the previous day low. We lost all local support for the day range, right? This is the daily range here. We lost that, and we re-entered. If I jump out a little bit here on the 1 hour. This is the previous week range. We broke right into that earlier today with this big red candle. And then since then, the next local target right here is this point here that I've been talking about. These are a few
$100 from where we're at. You're saying 61.5-ish?
61.6, between 61.5. There are 3 naked points of control sitting there in that tight range. which is probably the good average is going to tap into. But once we get rid of that, if I get rid of this daily stuff,
how far back were you just looking at that volume profile? How far back were you?
This is just that was just the top one. The top one is the daily, and then this big one right here is the previous week.
Previous week, okay.
Yeah, just the previous week.
Okay, cool.
So if we jump out to the daily here and then turn off these daily levels, I do believe that once we hit this target area down here, unless something crazy were to happen, this bottom, the 60,000, it should be the bottom right here locally for now. I think we're going to tap this and start running to the upside. We have a naked point of control down up at 65. The next ones are at 67, and then I have a green zone here, just like we saw that red zone down there of like 3 or 4 different naked points of controls, all consolidated around 69,000.
What do you know? 69K.
Yeah, 69,000. Some people are already pushing for a new all-time high. I don't have any targets for new all-time highs. We'll see what happens as we get up here. But I do think that we're going to tap this 61.5-ish area and then start moving potentially to the upside. Because if we look at some other data, let me stop sharing my screen here, and then I'm going to share another screen. We have some data here that shows monthly returns for Bitcoin.
Guys, share out the live if you're not already. If you're over here on X watching as well, we love you. We appreciate you for being here. Excited to have Crusader back on the stream. So make sure that you guys are following and doing all the things. All right, what do you got?
So this is all the monthly returns for Bitcoin in its entire history. And every single time that June has been a red month ever since 2013, it's been followed by a green July. So green Junes don't matter, just the red Junes. So red June in 2018, green by 20% on July. Red in 2020, 3%, 24% green in July. Red in 2021, about 6%, 18%, right? So double digits.
Look at June. Getting smacked, bro. Look at June over the about 29%, 14%, 6%, 3%, 37%. Getting smacked over the years in June, dude.
Well, yeah, 2022 was the bear market, so it was definitely a rough one for June.
Yeah.
So we got a 7% drop in June of this last month. Potentially, we could be leading somewhere in the double digits between maybe 10 to 20 something percent for July here this month. According to this historical data that we've been following since 2013. So it could be the first time ever that we get both back-to-back red Junes and July. But so far, the likelihood is that we get a green July here. So that's why I think we're going to tap that 61.5, and then we're going to blast up to whatever 69,000, whatever target that area is up there that I showed on the charts.
Our man CVO in the house. CVO, what up, CVO. Brother? Good to see you, bro. Glad that you are here. David said sell in May and walk away. Listen.
Always.
It's been that way. It'd be like that. That's definitely been the right call for the last, I don't even know how many years. So that's definitely a reality. Okay. So I want to ask Crusader about, so Kaspa. Obviously, you and I have been talking about Kaspa, got the mining thing going on and doing lots of things with Kaspa. Let me pull this up. I'm going to share my screen here real quick. It's actually down right now. So Kaspa will hit an all-time high at basically right about, I think, what was it?
Like 19
cents is like 19.6 cents almost. Yeah, 19.6 cents ish, right? So just under 20 cents. We're down just under 18 cents right now. And I want to talk to you guys about something that, Crusader and I have got the Bitcoin mining thing. I've got the Kaspa thing going on. I think Crusader is going to be getting in on that. And ultimately, there's a lot of really bullish things happening with Kaspa. And I want to share this with the stream. The few of you that are watching, I want to share this with you guys listen, none of this is ever financial advice, but just something to think about. Whether you're looking to get into mining or not, I don't care. Whether you're looking to trade it or not, I don't care. I just want to give you the information at hand after a long conversation with the head of the mining company this morning. So in May, and this is huge, so there's a few things that line up that set up Kaspa is so bullish, bro. So in May, MARA is the ticker. It's Marathon Digital Holdings. They're the largest mining organization in the world, okay? They didn't tell anybody. They just announced this, I think, a couple days ago. But they absolutely loaded up on Kaspa mining, right? Which does a couple things. But one of the things it does is it validates the network. It says, okay, if the same thing is like Bitcoin ETF or what, it's like validating, okay, this is a reality. There's money to be made here. This is a good opportunity if the big dogs are jumping in on this, right? And so they got in May, and what I saw happen, because I can see every day like how much is coming in, how much is being mined. And what I noticed was when May hit, literally at about that time, there was a huge drop in the amount of Kaspa that I had coming in. And I was frustrated, and I was like, man, this sucks. So I've been frustrated with that, but then things are happening in the background that are really bullish for Kaspa that I want to share. So that happens. Okay. Couple things, obviously, validity there, or verifying, hey, this is a real deal market. Second thing is there's like 360, and you guys can fact check me on this. I think it's 360. I think it's petahash. I think it's how you say it. I think there's 360 petahash on the Kaspa network. So what happened when Marathon came in is they added, I think, let's just say for easy numbers, 60 petahash to the network, which would be 1/6 of the overall network, right?
Which is a shit ton, by the way. If people don't know,
which
what
is a ton, right? A petahash is an ungodly amount of network activity. So they come on and they put that online. Well, because in mining, when tons and tons and tons of miners, come on, there's more competition happening there, and it will change the yield at which you're bringing in. Well, as that happened, okay, so we see like a big 15-20% reduction, even more than that, in terms of that combined with the fact that the price was dropping at that point. So it was just all around frustrating. But the great thing is there's only 15% of all the Kaspa in the world left to be mined. We've got a $4 billion, let me check.
How long would that take to mine?
Well, we've got a $4.306 billion market cap. I actually thought you might ask me that. And I knew the answer. Hold on a second. When will the last Kaspa be mined? Hold on. The answer is 34 years. But
really?
in 4 years, 90% will be mined. So basically in the next 4 years, only. Yeah, exactly. So in the next 4 years, there's only going to be 5% more of it mined. And so what that means is we've got a $4.3 billion market cap that's being supported by the largest mining operation around, which gives it validity, verifies it, right? As the network continues to grow, let's say they brought 60 more petahash on, after that, you've got basically diminishing returns, because all of a sudden where it was a 20% jump before, now it's only a 10% jump. And then let's say they bring 60 more on, and then it's 5%. Basically, you have diminishing returns on the amount of network activity that they can bring on. So you've got network activity. You've got that. You've got a 4.3 MAR coming in. You've got a $4.3 billion market cap, which is extremely low. People talking about this really creeping up the charts to maybe even as high as number 4 or 5. All of those things happening is going to do one thing. It's going to create price action. This is not financial advice, but the reality is we have a network that is set up for absolute success. Now, here's the cherry on top. 2 days ago, I believe it was 2 days ago, 2 days ago, they went live, or within the last few days, with effectively smart contracts on Kaspa. What does that do? Well, now people are talking about building on top of Kaspa. Well, you get rewards off of the network when people build on top of the network if you are mining. So if they start building on top of this network, there's only 15% left. You've got the largest mining company in the world absolutely balling, going all in on this. Dude, it's price action. And I asked him to not give me moon math. I asked him to give me math on what the math states that we're going to be. And the math that he gave me was...
Hello?
Whoa, not sure what's going on there.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I got booted, then you got booted.
I know, weird. And so I asked him, what's the math say? Does the math say we're at $1 by the end of the year? He's like, the math not only says we're at $1 by the end of the year, but the math says that we are realistically at $2.50 to $3 by the end of this bull market. And I was like, oh God, I hope he's right. Because God, that would be just absolutely massive. I mean, we're at 17 cents right now. I don't see the $1 for me is totally feasible. Army Piper says I'm crazy and that it's going to go above $3 and that I'm nowhere near at $1.
Yeah,
it's at 4 billion right now. Let's say it was so 4.3. So if it goes up to 20, if it goes up to 20 cents, let's just say it's at 5 billion at 20 cents for easy math. right? Let's say it's at 5 billion at 20 cents. It's not, but let's say it is at 5 billion at 20 cents, and it goes a 5x that. That's only a $25 billion market cap, dude. That's still not a massive. Now, it's a big number, but it's still not a massive number in the grand scheme of things, because a $25 billion market cap puts it at number 9. Puts it at number 9. Puts it right above Toncoin.
Assuming at 25 billion, that nothing else moves, right?
I'm just saying.
I definitely think it's still it's like the relative thing. Like everything starts pumping crazy. Kaspa isn't going to jump probably into the top 10. The top 10 could be somewhere closer to like 100 billion plus.
Which he was, he was talking about. He was talking about it being 2.5 times that. He was talking about it being $75 billion market cap within the next 18 months.
Which is possible. I mean, Cardano reached 90 billion market cap last bull market. The market cap is definitely possible. The thing that holds Kaspa back is the fact that it has no centralized exchanges.
Well, so that's the other piece. That's the other piece that I was.
That's the problem. But
that's the same way Ton.
Yeah, my concern with Kaspa is, I do believe $1 is possible, and if it goes to 2 or 3, even better. My only thing that's in the back of my mind is the fact that Kaspa is so profitable at mining, right? So profitable to mine Kaspa. Machines are producing $50-$60 a day per machine, which is, you don't really see that anywhere anymore. Is that these miners are holding massive amount of Kaspa, and as you start getting to that crazy price appreciation, they're going to be offloading big time. Right.
Yeah. So it's like you're right, because okay. So for example, myself, I'm just stacking it and I'm waiting. Right. So I'm doing that. I know that the guys that I'm working with are doing that. Like the employees are taking some of their pay in Kaspa. Right. Like they believe in what's happening here. And so do I. But you're right. That for sure. Let's say it hits $1. And that number is this magic number. And even little people like myself start selling hundreds of thousands of dollars. And now we're talking now then you go on a large scale and you're talking about them selling tens and hundreds of millions of dollars out onto the market. It could cause a problem.
Oh, for sure, dude. Like if you just do some basic math, I got to use my calculator. I'm not as good as you, but if you're making about, let's say $40 a day, right? Times 30, you're making $1,200 a month off one machine, right? That you're just stacking it in Kaspa, and then that Kaspa, let's say it's already at 20 cents. It's not, but let's say it's already at 20 cents, right? Then it goes up to $1. Then you're multiplying, huh?
That's $6,000 a month added up.
Your 1,200 became $6,000 in 1 month, right? So if you've been stacking that for a year now or more, that's a lot of Kaspa that's going to start coming onto the market.
Somebody with one machine would have $75,000 worth of Kaspa sitting there with one machine, and not even a big machine either. Like,
just like a regular machine.
It gets wild quick, and you're right. Because it is so profitable, that is a concern for sure. But then the question becomes, and this is where you get into.
I mean, that's why I say $1 is still possible, right? I can still sell. I can still see the selling pressure being overtaken by being listed on centralized exchanges as the altcoin market and the bull market continues. And $1 is very possible, and probably even a little bit higher than $1.
Yeah,
but sustaining $2 to $3, like continuously pumping, I don't know what's gonna have to cause. What kind of catalyst is gonna have to occur to like really like
they're gonna have to build on it. It's gonna have to turn into freaking Solana or something.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something like Solana, where it's like they've built some crazy shit on there that's just like going bonkers for a certain like season, and that is leading into like this craziness of altcoins. Because now somebody was mentioning in the chat that they're getting you mentioned it too, they get the smart contracts now, right? So as they get smart contracts and more things start to be developed on there, right, mining fees continue to go high because you have more transactions.
You get more rewards.
Yeah, you get more rewards, more transactions, more fees happen to the miners, meaning you're getting even more money, right? So now the machines are getting even more profitable with more stuff being built on, which is my concern with the selling pressure. Like a player like Marathon getting in, right? Let's say they started in May, they got the rest of this year, which is what, from May to then is like 6 months or whatever it is
of absolute massive amounts coming in.
Just stacking it.
And
it's like the minute these smart contracts on Kaspa start getting crazy and they start doing some meme coin shit on there or whatever,
I'm in a chat right now that
Dump City.
is Casper the Kaspa ghost or something, and it is literally
Yeah,
like one
I've
of the
seen that one.
first like meme coins.
Yeah, there's
So,
Kaspa. There's
but
not.
dude,
Cat.
you can only, dude, it is the weirdest thing ever. Like, it is not set up and ready with the smart contracts the way that
You gotta mint them like they're
you gotta mint
NFTs.
them like, yes, they're like
Yeah,
an
like they're
NFT.
NFTs.
Yeah, so it's prehistoric. Who knows? I haven't dove
Because they
into
don't have
that yet.
the thing is that they don't have a DEX, so you can't go buy it anywhere. You got to go mint the actual coin.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people just create it, they mint it themselves, and then they just injected liquidity into it in the DEX. But there's no DEXs on Caspa yet.
I think once all of that happens, and the other conversation that I'm always talking about is Ton and Tonald. The other conversation is that with Ton. Tonald's at $3.75 million, I believe we're right at actually a floor if I do some math on that, which is fantastic. I actually just bought, I can show you my transaction right here. You see this $240 little baby transaction right here? I just bought a little bit more right before the stream because I like seeing it below 4 million because I know where that thing's headed. But Ton has the same issue, dude. Same exact issue because it's hard to buy. People are lazy, and a lot of people they just won't go the extra step to do what they need to do, which is part of the reason too that I love.
Where can you buy Ton?
Well, I mean, I usually bridge if I'm going to do it because I'm already using existing crypto. If I'm flipping over, which you can do on changenow.io, which I really like to do. But you can buy it on MEXC.
Is that the only place?
No, you can buy it on a number of different exchanges, but none of them are.
That's where I was getting it. That's where
exchanges.
I was getting it. Was MEXC.
Yeah, none of them are tier 1 exchanges, and so if you
no
want to get in,
there's no KuCoin, there's no Coinbase, there's no Kraken or whatever.
Yep. I know, Patriot Caveman, dude. I'm telling you, I got to like pray to the YouTube gods or ask forgiveness or something because it's just absolute chaos. So yeah, so things are moving in the right direction for blockchain. I think that the slow moves actually might be really good when we look back that we held firm and I think it does kind of scare some of the paper hands away. The market's being kind of feeling shaky right now. I think it'll end up being good for us in the long run. But things are moving over there. So like, I want to pull this article real quick.
Ton?
Well, no, I'm just saying moving into the blockchain space overall. We were talking about how so many meme coin stuff is happening, but they're actually building on the blockchain now. Like, as an example, Grant Cardone, who, we're friends with Gary Cardone, his twin brother, lists $42 million Miami mansion on Propy's blockchain platform.
Is that how you say it? Propy?
I don't know.
I've been saying Propy.
I think, but I don't know. A trailblazer in blockchain and AI-powered real estate solutions has been announced that renowned entrepreneur Grant Cardone has listed his Golden Beach, Florida mansion on their blockchain-based platform for $42 million. The listing, which accepts cryptocurrency, marks Cardone's first foray into prop tech, showcasing his continued innovation in business and real estate. So let me pause.
I wonder how much they paid him to list that property there.
Yeah, right.
Because
I know.
They're gonna get headlines. They're like, bro.
Yes, I know. And actually, let me look on this article. Is this one sponsored? It doesn't say sponsored at the top.
The article might not be sponsored, but I'm saying the listing is probably sponsored by Propy, so they can get the headlines later. So
Gary brought Grant along into the blockchain space, right? I've talked to him about it. And most people know Grant because huge on social media. He's the real estate mogul. I actually knew Grant Cardone when I was 19 years old from he was the guy that you went to learn how to sell cars back in the day. He went to the events that you go to and they teach you all the closing techniques and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Grant Cardone's was like the one to go to. So I had met him, 21 years ago. Really nice guy, whatever. He's always an entrepreneur and now obviously into real estate. And so Gary brought him over into the blockchain space, period, end stop. Gary said, hey, Grant, you've got to get into Bitcoin. You've got to get over onto the blockchain. You've got to start making moves. So I guarantee, I should probably text Gary and ask him, but I guarantee you that he had a part to play in getting Grant to list this on chain, right? So then it talks about a little bit farther in. I think this is interesting. It talks a little further into the article, and it talks about how, let me see, where is it? Right. How they're using blockchain and AI technology to transform global real estate transactions by providing secure and efficient solutions. They enhance buying and selling experiences for property worldwide. Listen, the reality is this: as much as people aren't going to want to hear this, we don't need real estate agents. We don't need them. I'm not saying they're not valuable. I'm not saying that it's not a good thing to have. I'm not saying that they don't do a lot of legwork. So for any of you that are a real estate agent in here, I'm not hating on it at all. What I am saying, though, is that there's technology that's coming out that's allowing people to actively take the middleman out, right? And AI is doing that in a lot of circumstances, you know, too. And so if I can go walk this house and I know it's what I want, or it has what I like, and the homeowner's personal, and I can just boom, 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 verify everything, have the title on chain, all of the verification, blah, 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 blah. Think about how many fees that's going to cut out. Wherever they actually listed it probably has a fee for using their chain, whatever. You're going to pay some sort of a gas fee, probably depending on what network you're on for, you know, listing the title. And there's going to be stuff that has to happen, but it's probably going to be just a couple clicks away from actual verifiable home ownership versus the 90 pages of BS you have to sign when you buy a home. If anybody in here has signed and bought a home, it is the most stupid. Like I've bought a number of homes, and I bring my dad, who's an attorney, with me every single time, because they put paperwork in front of you that is complete nonsense to the average person. You wouldn't understand what it is that you're actually signing. And I think the blockchain is going to help, you know, solve some of those issues and just make it, you know, verifiable, simple, straightforward. And yeah, big names going into the space. And you're probably right, though. They probably did pay him to list with them.
Those guys don't do nothing for free, bro. Those guys don't do nothing for free.
It's a $42 million. It's a $42 million bet. I'll bet you they can still pay in fiat. I just think it's listed on the blockchain.
It's just listed on the property, on the website that they have, or whatever their blockchain thing.
Yeah.
You know, because I have seen properties website. They basically look like Zillow.com, like a way.
Oh, does it?
Nice. Oh yeah. It looks just like Zillow.com.
What's the website? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. Just go to CoinMarketCap and look up Propy and go to their website.
Propy Inc. right here. Let me see. It's right here.
And dude, it looks
Propy 24/7 real estate closings powered by tech. Here, check this out. Here you go. Powered by tech. I'm an agent. I'm a seller. I'm a buyer.
Go to like buy. Go to like buy. Hit buy or whatever. No.
Oh, here we go.
I guess so. I don't know. Whatever.
Buy. Featured listings. Okay, I agree to your cookies. Okay. So they've got okay, so like right here, we'll just look at this one right here. So 472 South Royal. I don't even know how you say that.
Oh yeah,
Poinchana? I don't know. But you're right. 3,150 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. Obviously, we can see where it is in your.
But if anybody went there, nobody would know that this is a blockchain website. Everybody would just be like, "Oh, this is a Zillow competitor."
Yeah, that's a pretty dope pool too. Too modern for me, not my thing.
Yeah, it's too cubicle for me. It looks like a little box.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you're not going to have kids in that house. I'll tell you that. They're going to ruin it immediately. Yeah, and so I guess the point is that people are utilizing AI. They are utilizing blockchain and making that move over into the space. The other thing that we were talking about earlier, and this is wild to me, dude, this is how much gambling is happening. Pump.Fun overtakes Ethereum with $2 million in daily revenue to overtake the number one. Do you think that's right? 2 million daily revenue.
Yeah, I saw it on DeFiLlama.com.
But there wasn't more than $2 million in daily revenue for Ethereum yesterday or whatever.
I don't think
there was more than 11,000. Listen, 11,500 tokens were created on Monday.
Just one day, bro.
Largest revenue generated of any blockchain or protocol in the past 24 hours. 11,528 tokens were deployed on Monday, bringing a cumulative total up to 1.2 million. The number of tokens created can be attributed to the ongoing celebrity-themed token narrative.
I don't think so. It's not so much the celebrity thing.
That's hot right now. That's hot right now, which kind of surprises me because a bunch of them have gotten in trouble.
Huh?
A bunch of them have gotten in trouble. For doing this.
I mean, but they have so much money, they just pay whatever the fee is, and let's say it goes away. Like Kim Kardashian got in trouble for Ethereum Max, paid the fee, got Floyd Mayweather, same shit. But the thing is, I honestly don't think this craziness was happening before the celebrities got in, right? Before Iggy with the mother token and all this stuff, and then Tate and all this stuff. Like before that even happened, the meme coin frenzy was already happening. Like, it's just probably the regular normies are hearing about it because they hear a celebrity and then they hear crypto and they're like, oh, what's going on over there? But the meme coin frenzy's already been happening.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm not for this meme coin pump.fun thing. I like the way how meme coins were before. They were for a very short period of time and then they would go away. It would take some level of development and skill to make them. Now
And
it's
money.
too easy. Yeah, too easy. No liquidity provided and bing, bang, boom. But doing some critical thinking and some late night scrolling on Twitter, I came across something. I forgot who posted it. If I ever remember, I'll give them the credit, but it was not my idea. It was somebody else's idea. That this meme coin frenzy on Solana, specifically with the pumped out fund, is actually extremely bullish for Solana, not because of the amount of transactions or the amount of meme coins, but because the liquidity that's being put into all these meme coins that is getting locked up, right, with pumped out fund, it's unruggable, right? It's like it gets
Right.
locked up, however much that is, it gets locked up. And then when the meme coin goes to zero, the liquidity is still there, right? The liquidity is still locked in, right? Whatever that liquidity was. It is working as a potential burning mechanism for Solana coins. Because all these meme coins
is that how it works? Or does it stay even when the project goes live? You're saying the liquidity goes with it when it goes live.
The liquidity is locked, right? So like the
Right.
liquidity is locked the minute the project goes live.
Yeah.
However much is locked, I don't know what that number is, right? And then people buy, sell, but whatever residue is left over when people sell and it goes down, right? The liquidity comes down, up and down with it, but it's the locked liquidity is there.
Right.
Whatever is being locked on all these meme coins that eventually disappear because 99% of them will go away, it is working kind of as a burning mechanism that is burning Solana, right? Solana doesn't have a finite amount, but they are getting locked in there and they're just forever, never to be in circulation again. So in the long term, it almost works as a deflationary mechanism for Solana. So it's kind of bullish to make Solana deflationary in a whatever period, however long this pump down fund thing exists.
Yeah, it's absolute chaos in there. You can't even you need to know kind of.
I've never even been on that website, bro.
Did you see what okay, so look, these are going so fast that you can't even I can't even look at one long enough before it changes and moves. And
because all the other ones are being created. They're coming on the page. Boom.
They're created,
boom,
coming
boom,
on the page. It's absolute chaos over there. Now, I haven't searched around long enough to know the ins and outs. So there's probably some really good, easy ways to search it. But that brings us to the next point, which is ultimately, dad joke, next altcoin season will be dominated by meme coins. And I've talked about this before, that I think the alt season has been overshadowed by, and maybe it is going to be a part of. It says, as crypto markets evolve, meme coins are poised to lead the next altcoin season. With Bitcoin in a consolidation phase, analysts are shifting focus to these speculative yet popular assets. Originally created as jokes or parodies, meme coins have evolved beyond their novelty origins to become significant profit generators. In the first half of 2024, they ranked among the top earners in the crypto market. The trend signifies a shift in investor sentiment and market dynamics, suggesting a sustainable movement rather than a temporary surge. It says, if an altcoin season happens, memes will outperform the alts. If an altcoin season doesn't happen, memes will outperform the alts. Meme coin analyst Murad Mohammadov, or whatever the heck you said. And so, yeah, it just goes into exactly what we've been talking about, how they're just performing. And my concern all along, it always was before when I was anti-meme coins, was how many people are going to get burnt. And so I want to just tell everybody, please listen. There is meme coins that I am involved in. I have information about who's on the team. I've looked into, I'm not personally just aping into massive amounts of projects. I've done it before. And then you are literally just rolling dice. I'm getting into projects and talking about projects that I believe in. I believe that in the Jesus token, what they're doing, whether that thing booms or busts, I believe in what they are doing. And I like it for what surrounds the idea of Jesus token. On the team with Donald, believe it, in it, on the team, know what's going on, boom, I'm in, right? Coochie with Crypto Blood. Okay, boom. I've got information. I know what's going on. I mean, so basically what I'm trying to say is that people, please do your due diligence, because the majority of people are going to get turned off by the idea that they came into a casino, that they thought that the house didn't have the advantage, when the reality is the house always has the advantage, and you are going to lose money if you do not have solid information, unless you get lucky.
100%. And that's the thing. The 99% of people do not have access to the information, right?
Yeah.
They do not have access to who's on the team, what's happening in the background, what's the next play. They don't. They are in these call groups that just get told to buy something or whatever, but they're just, liquidity for the project. They're not. So people need to understand, if you're in profit, right? If you're gambling, if you're at the poker table or the roulette table, whatever, and you're up 2-3x on your money, take it and run.
Or at least take your initials.
Take something. Don't just leave it all sitting there because it's gonna 100x, because it's gonna change my life, because I'm gonna become a millionaire if it hits $1. Like, no, because that is how exactly you're gonna get wrecked on these meme coins. And honestly, I think the meme coin, the dilemma that's happening right now, plays perfectly into the institutions' hands. Institutions are creating more and more ETFs. They're accumulating more and more altcoins and cryptos and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and this and then the third.
And everybody's distracted.
And everyone else is eating shit with meme coins, right? And just packing up their bags of meme coins and meme coins and meme coins. And the meme coins are all going to go away. They're all going to go to zero. You're going to lose all your money. And then instead of finding, whatever financial freedom or life-changing money you could have made on a long-term portfolio that you could have been building slowly over the years, you gambled it all away in the casino, in the meme coin casino, because a few people were able to make life-changing money. And then you saw a post about it that could be either real or it could be completely fake. Yeah. And, it's just like, that's just not the way to go about it. I think crypto still provides a very good opportunity for a lot of people to make life-changing money. Life-changing money can be 100K, 10K, 15K. It could be whatever number that is, depending on you. And the majority of people are not willing to put in the work and put in the patience that it takes for those portfolios to play off. And they just want to gamble it away, and they're going to lose a life-changing opportunity.
Yeah, somebody asked if they just heard me mention Jesus Coin. Can you speak about it if you haven't already? Just to be clear, I'm not sponsored by them. I did a video last week where I gave away the money there. But what I like about, the highest the Jesus Coin's been has been like 90. I think it was like $95 million market cap, and that was when they did what they call baptism by fire, or like I think they called it baptism by fire. They basically burnt like 80% of the supply. After talking to Maker Lee and having him on the show, like, there was no doubt about what's surrounding this ecosystem. What are we at? We're at 18.95 million. I do hold this token, but ultimately for me, it's about everything that's happening surrounding that ecosystem. And for me, even in the meme coin game, if there is something actually happening, it gives me a reason to be at least interested in some type of way. Obviously, this is faith-based. I love the fact that they have church every day. I love the fact that they're giving to other people. I love all of the things surrounding this, and like, they're real deal. These are Christian people actually trying to make a difference through blockchain and introducing people to church and Jesus in a different way than we've seen before. And I think it's literally like, how much more bullish can you get than Jesus? So for me, boom, no brainer. But what so many people do, and this is what Crusader and I have been talking about this whole time, they don't have like a thesis. Their thesis is, I could throw X small amount of dollars in and turn around and be a millionaire. And then also, the more likely scenario is, you could throw X amount of dollars in and then continue to throw dollars in and lose them. And we're not saying to just flat out stay away from, or I'm not saying to flat out stay away from them. I'm saying do your due diligence and actually know what you're getting involved in. And I think that's where people fail.
Yeah, a lot of people get confused. They think that meme coins is investing, and it's gambling. They don't take profits because they're, I'm an investor, bro. I'm up like 5x on my.
It's hard. Coin. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. Taking profits on these are hard because greed always kicks in. Right? You see your bag get to a certain size and you're like, but I know where I believe this is going, right? Mm-hmm. I know that this person told me this, or I believe because of these market conditions, this, and this. And the greed kicks in and says, but if I take half off the table right now, or if I take this much off the table right now, I'm not going to have that much exposure when it does hit that, right? And so it's tough. It's a really tough thing to do. And so I understand why people don't take profits, but again, have that game plan that we've been talking about for how long. Have the freaking game plan and then execute on the on said game plan. So, all right, last but not least, what do you think of this? So the Roaring Kitty thing like came up, lawsuit happens, right? And then like 3 days later, it says GameStop investor drops pump and dump lawsuit against Roaring Kitty just 3 days after filing it. Just to be brief, they filed a pump and dump lawsuit against this man that basically the attorneys. What's that?
Did he sell?
Well, he was selling as the yeah. So like one of the articles that I read, let me see if it's in this one because I was looking at a different article earlier. Oh, really? You got to sell me? Oh my gosh, it's not going to let me. Oh my god! All right, I'm getting off there. Yes, so he did sell. Let me get off here. He did sell, and part of their argument was like, well, you goaded people in with these cryptic messages on X and this, that, and the third to get involved and blah, 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 blah. And then you effectively, sold. Well, the reality is from the attorney standpoint, and I'm not going to say this as eloquently, but effectively, you can't look at some guy called Roaring Kitty on the internet and say, oh, because he gave me you can't say that because he gave me a cryptic message through X or whatever, that I decided that it was a solid financial choice to put all of my money in here. And then he sold. The expectation is you see that much price movement in an asset, people are going to take profits. So he didn't do anything wrong by letting people know. They were saying that he didn't accurately disclose and this, that, and the third. Listen, he put out some memes. He's popular. People thought this was going to go crazy again. It kind of did for a short amount of time. He made a bunch of money and he's gone. Like, I don't see, honestly, a problem. The politicians do it the underhanded way. This just was saying, hey, you know what? I've got a lot of sway. I've got the ability to move these markets. I'm going to have some fun. Hopefully some people can make some money, and I'm going to make some money in the meantime. I don't see a problem with that. Do you?
Yeah, I don't think Roaring Kitty, whatever his name is, did anything wrong in that aspect, right? He's a creator. He's a content creator that blew up talking about GameStop, and he made money and he sold it and he took profits, and if nobody else took profits, I understand there was a whole like culture of like diamond hands, right? But it's like it always falls to like this scenario where it's like people want to get mad, or corporations or whatever headlines want to come out. It's like, oh, the influencer told people this. Unless the influencer is flat out telling you go buy this right now, or do not sell this right now, and then doing the opposite or doing something, then that's a problem. But if the person just saying, hey, I like this project, I'm buying, and you go and buy it, that's your problem. I didn't tell you to go buy it. I'm just telling you.
Exactly.
Right. I'm just creating content about my life, right? I'm just blogging my life, or vlogging, whatever it is, right? My life on my crypto journey. I buy this crypto, I like that crypto. Hey, I sold this crypto, and I made a video about it afterward. And if you had bought that crypto because I said I liked it, and you didn't sell and you didn't get any profits, that's not my fault, bro. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to go buy anything. I'm just telling you, you're just following me to see what I'm doing for my life. Just how you do when you watch the Kim Kardashians, right? You watch Kim Kardashian to see what she's doing with her life and this and that. And if she buys a freaking $1,000 dress and you go buy the same $1,000 dress and then you can't pay your rent, is that Kim Kardashian's fault? No, exactly. It's your fault for buying something you couldn't afford or doing something dumb because someone else is doing it. So I don't think he did anything wrong. I think the whole problem is, they don't like the fact that, politicians or whoever don't like the fact that this guy brought a lot of attention to mainstream stock market, tactics, and found a way to, hoard a bunch of people together to buy something that all the hedge funds were shorting, and they lost billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars against a crowd of nobodies. And I think that's what really pissed them off, and that's what these hedge funds don't want that to happen again in the future with some other plays, right? But we know there's insider trading happening all the time within the stock market with with the politicians. They know inside information. They go buy the stock. They sell the stock. They do all these things. Nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking about, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. Oh, why? Because Roaring Kitty publicly says I'm buying something, and then publicly sells it, and this and that, and he has a following, right? Versus you do it behind closed doors. You're doing more illegal activity just behind closed doors. So it's okay. And when they've been asked about it, well, what's her name? I don't know what her name is right now. I can't forget. Elizabeth Warren, or I don't know, forget it. Whichever one of those.
Janet Yellen, Elizabeth Warren. Which one are you talking about?
Nancy Pelosi. It's Nancy
Pelosi. Oh yeah.
Nancy Pelosi.
Oh yeah, she's famous for that.
Got asked, hey, maybe should politicians not be able to trade anymore in the open market? Oh, it's a free market. It's a free market. Oh,
it's a free market.
Nice. When it's convenient.
It's a free market when it rules for thee, not for me.
So it's one of those things, man.
We are at the mercy of what the the institutions, basically, if they think we should make money, then they'll allow us to make some money and play some games until they're on the bad side of the deal, and then they're like, oh no, like that. Hey, shout out Profit Bear, thank you very much. Interesting number on the super chat there, $21 super chat. Profit Bear, if you don't know this, I'm putting you on the wheel, so I'm going to put you on the wheel there 21 times. We have a game that's called Flipper Hodl, and next time it's going to be for like $6,000 or something like that. We're going to be playing for. It says, Jesus loves you. The NYC started the Third Crusade. I'm just Joe Smo and asked them to help. They invited me on the team. Now I host Thankful Thursday. I have no reason to ever sell because I believe. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy and blessed to be part of the community as well. All right, crypto fam, listen, Monday coming up. Obviously, we'll be here. I'll be here the rest of the week. But Monday coming up is going to be Trading Wars, the next season. So I'm super excited about that. Make sure you guys are ready. It's going to be a lot of fun. Crusader, good seeing you again, bro. Thank you very much for coming on. I got to sign off here. Let people know where they can find you. Did you drop it in the chat or not?
I dropped my YouTube in the chat. Just Blockchain Crusader on YouTube and Blockchain Crusader on TikTok.
Cool. Appreciate you, bro. All right, crypto fam. We love you. Question everything. Trust nothing. Until next time. Hodl like it's hot. We'll see you soon.